Alright, Evolution of Emotion, episode 2. Alright, so I guess if you're back, you must have tested the thoughts, feelings, behavior theory thing I got going. And you must have found it to be true for you anyway. So I guess we know thoughts, feelings, behavior. We know that our behavior was caused by an emotion that was caused by a thought. So we had a thought, made us feel a way, made us act a way. Okay, now before that thought, the thing that triggers the thing that controls that thought or affects that thought or triggers that thought even sometimes is one of three things. It's one of four things. Well, it's one of three things, but it's what controls that thought is your morals, your values, and your beliefs about that situation. So let's go back to getting fired from my job because I cussed my boss out because I didn't feel appreciated. Well, my thought, okay, let's go backwards again. Let's go all the way backwards. My consequence was I got fired. Okay, so here's the situation. I got fired. Now you can trace back every behavior, every situation in your life. You can trace back thoughts, feelings, behavior. And you can go backwards. Thoughts, feelings, behavior, consequence. Sometimes you got to start at consequence because that's where you're at. Okay, so consequence was I got fired. Behavior was I cussed my boss out. Thought was, fuck this, I don't need this job. Feeling was feeling helpless, worthless, unappreciated, all that, and more. My thought was, fuck this, I don't need this job. Okay, now, what made me think that? See, and the reason I'm telling you guys all this stuff is because you can control your feelings. You can be in control of all your thoughts, all your feelings, and all your behavior. You don't have to wonder why I did this or why am I feeling this way. Or you don't have to let the way you're feeling ruin your whole fucking day or your whole fucking week. Or you don't have to let what someone else says or does affect you. It don't fucking matter. So I'm trying to help you guys out. So look, you can control that thought, you can control that feeling, and you can control that behavior. If you can control your behavior, that's all that fucking matters in the world. Because you have a right to think and feel whatever the fuck you want. And so does anybody else. But you don't have a right to act the way you want. The only thing that's going to affect anyone else, no one else knows what you're thinking. No one else knows what you're feeling. Those are yours. You have a right to them, no matter what the fuck they are. Okay? But your behavior is what affects others. So that's all that matters to the world is the behavior. So we're focusing on controlling our behavior, which means, obviously, with this process I got going, if I'm going to control my behavior, I need to control my feelings. If I'm going to control my feelings, I got to control my thoughts. Well, how the fuck do you control something in your brain that is just there? I'm going to tell you how. Morals, values, and beliefs. That thought was a result of my morals, my values, and or my beliefs. What are morals, values, and beliefs? I keep saying that. Okay. Morals. What are morals? Morals are what you know to be right. You know to be true and right and honest in the world. Those are morals. What are my values? My values are the things that are important to me in my life, the things I value. My values. I value my family. I value love. I value the sun in the morning. I value my job. I value my furniture. I value everything I have. I value my friendships. I value my social groups. I value my dog. I value my children. You know, I value the mirror. I value myself. Okay? Beliefs. Now, you would think that beliefs would be, I believe this is right, or believe that, but it's not. When I'm talking about beliefs, because that falls under morals and values. Those kind of beliefs. Those fall under morals and values. The belief about what's right and wrong, or I believe he should have done this, or he shouldn't have done that, whatever. What I'm talking about, beliefs, is not what's right and wrong, but my belief about this situation. So let's go back. My thought was, fuck this job. I felt unappreciated. I cussed my boss out. I got fired. So we've traced it all the way back to the thought. Thought was, fuck this job. I don't need it. Well, does that line up with my morals? Well, it really ain't got much to do with morals. Values. Does it line up with my values? Well, I do need a job, so I do value my job. I understand there's situations where you can't help it, but for the most part, you value your job. You need your fucking job. So, for survival. So, you value your job. So no, that statement does not line up with my values. Okay, so there's a red flag telling me I need to change that thought so that it lines up with my values. Now, beliefs. What's my belief about this situation? Well, I said I don't need this job. Well, is that true too? No. Well, okay, there's a second red flag. Doesn't line up with my beliefs either. Now, you can go even deeper and find other things that are wrong with it, other red flags, and there's more. But I'm just pointing out one of each for this video. So, there's 2 red flags. Bam, 2 out of 3, I'm fucking up. It ain't lining up. I ain't lining it up with my beliefs, and I ain't lining up with my values, with my thought. Well, I can change that thought. How? By being aware of my feelings before I have the behavior. Being aware of what I'm feeling and identifying what thought led to that feeling. And then just kind of looking into it and seeing, does that thought line up with my morals, values, and beliefs? Because if it don't, then that ain't really me. That ain't the real me. And I need to change my behavior. I need to be aware of my feelings. And when those thoughts come, I need to process that thought and change the thought to something that lines up with my morals, values, and beliefs, and then go on from there. After that, I can feel what I feel and behave how I behave, whatever the action is. It's probably going to turn out okay as long as your thought is aligned with your morals, values, and beliefs. Have a nice day.